wonder if we are live. We might be. I think we are. We are live. Yes, we are live. Wonderful. Welcome. Welcome to Malmö, the third largest city in Sweden in the south of the country. Also one of the windiest cities in Sweden, which you may or may not already have noticed. But it's very windy here, and that's pretty typical for this place because we are next to the ocean and it's a very, very flat landscape around here. So it's like a big playground for wind. I'm currently close to the beach, close to the waterfront area, as you will see very soon. This area in front of us is called Västra Hamnen, Western Harbor. And it's recently, or not really recently, but it's an area that has grown, like been developed since I think they started around year 2000. And this is like the highest skyscraper, I think, in Sweden. It's called Turning Torso. It's a pretty iconic building. It's the only kind of high-rise building in the south of Sweden, which makes it pretty cool and stand out. And yes, I hope you can hear me well. The wind is strong, but we will move more towards this direction where there's more buildings, so I hope it will get better soon. But for now, I'm sorry I cannot control the wind, so please bear with me. Also, I want to do a little shout out to Bit of a Wonder, who is the mega sponsor of my channel. He's awesome, his channel is awesome, and it's linked in the video description. He is making walking videos from the US. So yeah, can you hear me, or is it just too windy? I don't know how to kind of block out this wind. Actually, it's really, really windy. And here's someone. Maybe if you can't hear me, at least you can enjoy watching this guy fall when he's riding something in the water. But yeah, sorry about the wind. Looks like it's going to rain soon, maybe. This side of looks pretty decent, but yeah, here's the ocean, and over there is the bridge to Denmark, and over there you can actually see Copenhagen. Maybe not on the stream, but with my own eyes I can clearly see Copenhagen. But anyway, let's try and find a place where there's a little bit less wind. Mini Explorer is not with me right now, no. She's with her mom. I will meet up with them after this stream. So let's see, I think it's a tiny bit better right now. So, well, I will just give you a glimpse of the beach. Here's the beach, Malmö beach, which is actually quite nice. When the weather is good. It's full of people down here. You can swim in the water here. It's relatively clean. That's also an all year round open open air bath. So people do winter bathing there. And again, here's the bridge across Öresund, the bridge to Denmark. That's a plane that is probably not going, or maybe it's going to land at Copenhagen Airport. Copenhagen Airport is just over here. But yeah, too windy. It's a decent beach, yeah. Obviously, bathing season or swimming season is not that long here in Sweden, unless you really enjoy cold water. But yeah, in the summer it's a really popular area. I think today it's a little bit on the chillier side, so maybe not that many people going there today. Yeah, it's very close to Denmark. I think the bridge is like 8 kilometers or something like that. And yes, weather check, of course. Of course. Weather check. Let me just go into the shade. Ah, that guy fell. So let's see, here's a bit of shade. We can probably do a weather check here. 19 degrees. It will go up to 21 today. 61% humidity. So there you have it. There you have it. Swedish summer in a nutshell. These are actually apartments or houses, floating houses. People live here. Quite interesting. Wonder if it's nice. I think it's nice, but maybe quite windy. Perfect if you like wind. And a little marina here. But yeah, you can see the wind is pretty strong. So yeah. This entire area is still being developed. There's still, yeah, you can see over there, there's a new apartment building popping up. So this, when I grew up, this entire area was just like industrial land. No one was living around here. It was just factories and stuff, or I don't even remember what it was, but yeah, no housing at least. But now it's a pretty attractive part of town. Again, if you like wind, because it's mostly very windy around here. So I just have to walk a little bit along the water here because it's quite nice. I want to show you this area. Then I will head into the kind of constructed area. So hopefully we will have less wind noise there. I've always been very intrigued with that apartment on top of this building here with this panorama window in 3 directions. And a nice view of the Öresund Strait. It looks quite tempting. Until I remind myself that I'm not that fond of wind. Yeah, lots of scooters. Of course, scooters has been around here for I think 3 years now. It was one of the earliest cities in Sweden that got them. Yeah, you can see the wind. The wind is really trying to push this signboard over. So I will just give you a quick glimpse of this kind of nice little pier. So yeah, people are actually swimming down there. Yeah, these apartments have quite nice view. So let's see if we can zoom in on Denmark. It gets really pixelated, but I think you can see at least some of the buildings here across the strait. That's Copenhagen. And again, here's the famous bridge that was completed about, what, 25 years ago? I think it was some sort of anniversary not too long ago. So I still remember when we had to take a ferry in order to get to Denmark. But now it's just like a 20-minute train ride away. Yeah, we'll see. Me and my wife are talking about maybe going to Denmark one of these days. So here you can see there's actually some people swimming. Yay! It looks cold though. I don't feel too tempted to swim in this weather. Oh, that guy took a dive. So I think I will turn here and head into the residential area. Also, no barbecue. It's interesting. Not allowed to do barbecue parties here. So yeah, these are all residential buildings, but there's like some small shops on the ground floor. I'm actually quite fond of this area. I think they did a pretty good job and really utilizing all this space next to the ocean. It's really nice to come here on summer days which aren't this windy. I really enjoy coming down here, but not sure if I would actually want to live here though. Yeah, I think it's like Pride Week, like World Pride Week or something. They're doing not just the regular Pride, but even some like amped up version of it right now. So yeah, Malmö is a pretty, how should I say, a very liberal city in many ways. It's been like that since I was born, actually, and even before then. I think Malmö has always been very kind of left-leaning and liberal city. Yeah, we can go in here maybe. This is mostly a residential area, yeah. There's a few shops, but that's mostly like a bunch of cafes and shops for the people living around here. It's quite interesting, like the mixture of residential buildings. Here it's almost like, I don't know, like townhouses, which kind of is not super common. They have looks like a greenhouse on the roof. No barbecue. I don't think it's COVID policy. I think it's in general. I'm not sure though. Which city would you want to live when you move back to Sweden? If I just judge by my heart, I would want to live here in Malmö. I really like this city, but in terms of job opportunities and so on, and also proximity to other family members, we might go for somewhere around Stockholm instead. So it's about 4.5 hours by train from here to Stockholm. We did that ride yesterday and it was pretty tough actually. Our little baby didn't want to sleep at all, so she was kind of awake and very bored during most of the trip. So that was not super nice, but we're here now and that's what matters. Yeah, it's not really a place where you would go for a day trip if you're living in Stockholm or vice versa. At least you would probably have to spend at least one night here if you're visiting from Stockholm. You can fly, of course, then it's just like 30 minutes or so, but once you put like all the like airport transfer times into the mix, yeah, it's not a huge difference, I guess. So I will walk from here towards the central station and also passing through the university area. Then we'll see what time it is. I might have to wrap things up there, or we can go a little bit further, and in that case I will show you also the city center. But if not, I will save that for a different stream. Would most people living in Malmö use the Copenhagen airport? Yes, I think so. It depends on where you fly. There's also a Malmö airport, but getting there, if you live in the city center, it's actually quicker to get to Copenhagen airport. And of course, Copenhagen airport is like by far the best airport in Scandinavia in terms of how connected it is. So it's very, very good. Actually, like when we're talking about moving here, like the fact that we get Copenhagen airport so near is kind of a selling point for Malmö for us. The airport in Stockholm is not nearly as good, and it's also really, really crappy in terms of the facilities and generally a very unpleasant place. But yeah, for domestic lines, I guess Malmö airport is more useful. So yeah, now we're at the base, the foot of Turning Torso. Yes, Joel, Bonalet. Yeah, there's a lot of air traffic going on above us, and that's all because of Copenhagen airport. Will you walk next to the Turning Torso? Would love to see it up close. Yes, I will. I will walk down to the entrance, which is just behind this house. Wow, it's like even for me coming here, you know, every year, every other year, this area always changes. Like, I'm pretty sure these two buildings are relatively new. Maybe this one as well. They're just popping up like mushrooms. The new buildings around here. So here's the entrance to Turning Torso. It's marble in color. Really? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. It looks pretty white to me. Pretty quiet. Yeah, it's a Sunday morning, 11 o'clock over here. I think city has still not really woken up yet. Oh yeah, this building is certainly new and nice. I've always complained that there aren't that many nice coffee shops in this area. This one actually looks a bit nice, like smaller privately owned coffee shop, I think. Need to check that out. Maybe Joel, since you're in the construction industry, maybe you can tell us what this is. My guess is that it's some sort of like reinforcement to make it strong against wind. Is that so? Because there's not many earthquakes here. But on the contrary, wind can be pretty strong around here. So. Yeah, it's very windy. Basically, this city and this part of Sweden is kind of infamous for being so windy because it's very, very flat. I mentioned that in the beginning of this stream. Yeah, it's a very flat part of the country and also next to the ocean. Thank you, Jenny, for the super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. But yeah, this entire part of the city has felt like a construction zone for the last 20 years. But now it's starting to become like something that feels more like a proper city. Does it flood around here? I don't know. I don't think so. Not yet. But with the rising sea levels, it's probably just a matter of time until floods become a serious problem around here. But so far, I don't think it's that problematic. How long have you been back in Sweden? I think we arrived almost 2 weeks ago. So we have another 2 weeks to go. We will be here 4 weeks in total, and then it's back to Japan again. Is it expensive living here? Relatively, yeah. For this city, it's relatively expensive in this part of town, since it's all relatively new and quite attractive. Especially, they have a wide range of quite unique housing options, and also a lot of people are willing to pay more to live close to the sea. So yeah, it's a bit pricey here. But I think now the wind is not so bad once we got into this more built up area. How is it talking more Swedish than Japanese now? Oh, it's nice. It's nice to be back. I'm enjoying it. It's been a great time so far since we came back to Sweden. And I think it's been convincing both me and my wife more and more that we need to move here as soon as possible, actually. Mostly because of our daughter. It's just so much easier to have a baby and a kid here. There's space, it's not so crowded. The society is very accommodating. So yeah. You and your wife get used to the weather here. Oh yeah, as soon as we arrived here, we were just, oh, this is great. It's perfect. We're very comfortable in this weather. This was industrial area before. I think it was, at least a part of it was a big shipbuilding site called Kockums, which they had like this huge crane, which used to be a bit of a iconic piece of Malmö before it was torn down like 20 years ago and shipped to, I think, to Korea. They sold it to Korea. But yeah, then it's been like constantly a construction site for over 20 years now. And it's finally starting to feel like it's becoming like somewhat finished. Tokyo's 19 degrees today. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Is Malmö close to Denmark? Yes. A little bit earlier in the stream, I actually showed you Denmark. It's visible by eye. Like if you're down there at the ocean, you can see Denmark very easily. And like lots of big and nice playgrounds, not so sad like the ones in Tokyo, but instead it's like more space, more greenery. Yeah, I would much rather see my daughter grow up in an environment like this than having to play on gravel underneath a highway. 今日本にいません。これはスウェーデンです。来月は日本に戻ります。Live part in Sweden and part in Malmö. Yeah, that would be great. That would certainly be the dream setup. Oh, look, here's a skateboarding park and also a bit of bouldering you can do. No slides. Let's see, we might find some slides later. Yeah, it would be great to combine the time between Japan and Sweden, and we will probably try to do that to the extent possible, but once our child, once she starts going to kindergarten or elementary school, it will be a little bit more challenging to make that work. Let's see, I think, yeah, I'll go down here. So these buildings down here, that's actually what remains of the old shipbuilding site. Now it's been repurposed, and I'm not sure. I think this building down right here is some sort of. I often see like unfinished wind turbines in there. I'm not sure if it's like some storage space or if it's actually where they're being produced. That I don't know. And then once we get a little bit further down this way, we will see another building, which is actually kind of a government or local government sponsored startup hub. Malmö has a pretty vibrant startup scene actually, and it has a really vibrant game development community. Lots of big game companies are based here in Malmö, so that's quite interesting. So I really think they managed to take this big part of unused industrial land and turn it into something quite attractive. Are there any hills within the city? Basically no. No hills, no mountains around here either. So that's it's extremely flat, this part of Sweden. Also Denmark is a very flat country with no mountains to speak of, at least not on the Danish mainland. I think if you go to places that are controlled by Denmark, like Färöarna, the Faroe Islands, or Greenland, then you will have mountains. But yeah, around here, this part of Europe is very flat. So I think this building also used to belong to the old shipbuilding company. Now there's some other offices in there. And they're still building a lot of new apartments. So they're not really completed yet. So yeah, in here I think I've seen like wind turbines being built. Or not being built, but like dismantled wind turbines. When are you going back to Japan? I'm going back to Japan in the end of August. So I'm here in Sweden throughout August. Well, Sweden being flat is not really true. Sweden has lots of mountains. Sweden is a big country though. But this part, the southern part of Sweden, is very flat. But if you go a little bit further up north, especially close to the border to Norway, then it's extremely hilly. So Sweden is not necessarily like, yeah, it's not correct to say that Sweden is a flat country, but Denmark on the other hand is a very flat country. Yeah, Sweden is huge. Like to take a train from here up to the northern part of Sweden would take you 24 hours plus. So Sweden is pretty big. Thank you, Chris. Good to hear that you enjoy the change of pace and that you find my Sweden videos interesting as well. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, Holland is very flat too, right? I've never been to Holland actually, so I think it's both very flat and very low. Like it's mostly below sea level, right? So Holland is facing a lot of challenges in the years ahead with raising sea levels. But from what I know, they also are trying the best they can to prepare for it. So now we will soon leave this part of the city and get more into like the old city center. So the central train station is just another, I don't know, 5-10 minutes walk. Maybe we can walk down here actually. So yeah, these are also old industrial buildings that has been preserved, and in here is what the startup hub that I was talking about. It's in here. It's not really a startup hub, but more like, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, lots of small, interesting companies use it as their office space. How many people in Malmö? So Malmö is the third largest city in Sweden. I don't know the exact population now, but I think it's around 300,000. Maybe it's a little bit more these days. This, I don't know what this is. Some sort of old, I don't know, it's not a chimney. It's something else. $350,000 in the city and 700,000 with the suburbs. I see. No, it's not an old windmill. I don't know if anyone knows what this is. Please let me know. I've always been wondering actually. And here you see some other relatively new buildings. Some of them belong to the university. This one over here, that's like a hotel with a pretty nice bar and restaurant on top actually. I've been there a couple of times, it's nice. This is a nice hotel called Story Hotel, where me and my wife stayed before our wedding actually. We had our wedding here in Malmö and we stayed up there. It's a big cone, yeah. That's right, Michael. You built that. All right. Congratulations. Good job. Which one? This one? Your company built the, what's it called? Malmö Live? It's quite nice. I like it. I think changing cities are interesting. And I think here in Malmö it's been mostly changes for the better. How is Malmö University? Oh, I don't know. Let me just run away from this wasp who seems very intrigued by me. Malmö University is so-so, I guess. It doesn't have the best reputation, or at least it didn't used to have. I'm not sure if that has changed now. But yeah, back in the days, it was considered a little bit, how should I say? Like, you can study whatever kind of place. But I hope they've been able to improve their reputation a little bit. Actually, one thing that I really like is to walk as far as you can out here towards the waterfront, especially at night. It's very beautiful, but I'm not gonna do that now because it's so windy today. So maybe I will save that for another walk sometime. I'm pretty sure that Copenhagen has a better university like better universities than Malmö, yes. Although Malmö is just like 20 minutes away from a city called Lund, and Lund University is one of the best universities in Sweden, one of the top universities. So when I was like a teenager, Malmö University hadn't opened yet, so most people studied in Lund, and I think still a lot of people live here but study in Lund, because Lund is a pretty small town, so people who want to live in a bigger city and get a good education, they would probably live here but go to Lund University. Is it safe there in Malmö compared to other Swedish cities? No, quite the contrary actually. Malmö has a reputation of being a little bit rough. There's some areas of this city has a lot of social issues, and also there's a bit of an organized crime problem. So yeah, Malmö is a little bit rough around the edges and not the safest city. But then again, I would say all the major big cities in Sweden are having a similar problem. So yeah. Okay, this part was very windy again. That's too bad, because I like this area. The Swedish mafia. We don't usually use that term, but there are various criminal organizations, or criminal groups rather. Not really organizations, more like groups, loosely connected groups. And this is actually the university library up here, the Malmö University Library. Before they built this building, this one was completed like maybe 5 years ago. So before that you had a really nice view from the library up here, but not anymore, unfortunately. Greetings from Rügen. Ah, nice. Yeah, a little bit further south. Huge library. Yeah, actually I would love to show you also the city library, which is probably one of the nicest ones in Sweden, I would say. I really love the library here in Malmö. It's beautiful. We'll see if I can stop by there. Probably not today, but I will be here for a week, so there will be more videos from this city coming. That's the central train station down there. So from here you can take the train to Copenhagen Airport, and I don't know, can someone look up how long it takes? I think it's like 15 minutes or so. So it's really, really close. It's like 2 stops from here. There's one more stop on the Sweden side, and then the stop after that is Copenhagen Airport, and then the stop after that is Copenhagen City, which is maybe another 5 to 10 minutes after the airport. So it's very, very convenient. And now they're also talking about building another rail connection between Malmö and Copenhagen, like more of a subway. So that's probably, that could be completed sometime in the 2030s maybe. Yeah, you can see lots of my reflections. There's a lot of windows here, so lots of reflection reveals, I guess. There I am. Malmö Syd is not in use anymore. That was like a temporary station. Now it's a station called Hylje, and then the station after that is Copenhagen. 36 minutes to the city, to Copenhagen city center, and then I guess 25 to the airport. Copenhagen is a wonderful city. Yeah, so here's also one of the entrances to the train platform. Actually, let's see. Should I try to go down here and walk across the platform, the train platform? Because they used to have some kind of interesting art on the walls down there. Not sure if it's still around, but let's check. Hopefully signal is well maintained down here. If I see the bit rate dropping, I will just head back up. Yeah, sorry. Don't think we can do this. Yep, sorry about that. There was not good signal down there, so let's not walk across the platform. Too bad. Too bad. His is elevator. Yes, that's funny. That's very funny. That is funny. I agree. Yeah, maybe I will do a recorded video down there. And here they do some sort of river cruise. I don't really know the ranking of the universities. Someone's asking me. But Lund, Chalmers, Uppsala, they're all among the top universities. So, but I don't know if there's like a ranking between them. Where's the famous beach in Sweden? Well, the one in the beginning of this stream is quite famous, I think. One of the bigger beaches in Sweden. But it was so windy down there, so I didn't really walk around much on the beach. I will try to do another video from there. Yes, hiss means lift in Swedish. It's funny, right? Maybe we can walk, at least walk inside the central station here, because it is a pretty beautiful train station. One of my favorites. Again, this part also is recently redeveloped. Lots of new buildings here too. And then after this I will head into the older part of the city. So you will see a bit of the old town. Yes, I'm in Sweden on holiday. I will be here until the end of August, then back to Japan again. But I will probably move here soon. Yeah, let's not do mask debate here. There's so many other platforms for that, so please refrain from doing the mask debate in the chat. Okay, hopefully in here we will be fine with the signal. So this part of the station is also new, this building, and then it's directly connected to the old station building as well. So for many of the trains within Sweden, Malmö is the last stop. Like this train that connects Stockholm to the south of Sweden, for example. It runs. Well, some of them run all the way to Denmark. Here's the train. This train is very noisy for some reason. But I'm very fond of this station building. I like it. I like it a lot. This is the Swedish express train. It's called X2000. It's pretty old. It was named in the time when 2000 sounded cool and modern, which was quite some time ago. Would I like to become Japanese one day? No, I would not want to become Japanese one day. I'm happy being Swedish. But yeah, this train is bound for Stockholm, I think, and it takes about 4.5 hours to get there. So here's the old station building. Can you go to Denmark by train? Yes, we just talked about that. Denmark is like half an hour away from here. You will be at Copenhagen Central Station. So here's the old station building, which has been turned into a food court. Quite nice. Let's do a little walk around here as well. Yeah, in Sweden we can enter on the regional trains. We can enter the platform without a ticket. But if you want to get to the platform on the subway in Stockholm, then you need to have a ticket. Yeah, this station has changed a lot as well. And then down here is also another part. It's very nice. I think they did a good job on this. This is also part of the old station. Now it's just basically food court. You can sit here, you can buy your food there, or you can buy coffee down here. Also, Sweden's first Starbucks was located down here, but it's not anymore. 本物のレンガ、そうですね、本物ですね。Let me head back out the main entrance. So yeah, this kind of stations is what I miss in Japan. In Japan, everything is just like brand new and only kind of very, I don't know, it doesn't have much visual flair. Only exception is maybe Tokyo Station, which is a little bit, at least they have an old part of the station which looks quite nice from the outside. But otherwise, yeah, I think European train stations are way nicer. So here's the main entrance. And there's a bus terminal around here, and now I will head into the old town, which is down here. Yeah, more people look at me here. I definitely stand out more, but today I feel okay about it. The other day I did not. Yeah, old Harajuku station had a little bit of charm, but obviously it's gone now and replaced by a anonymous square block. Drottningbron, is that what this one is called? I don't really know the name of this bridge actually. Stations in Germany or Boro. Oh, really? So Joel Öhman's company built these buildings, so kudos to his company. Kudos to Joel. Here's one pretty nice hotel that has been around for a very long time. pretty nice kind of French bistro here on the bottom floor, which I actually DJ'd at many years ago, like maybe almost 20 years ago now. When I was young, I did a bit of DJing. But yeah, now we're heading into the old town. 2人目の奥さん予定ありますか？どうだろうね。まだわかんない。昔はそう思ったけど、今は一人だけでめちゃくちゃ大変だから、もう一人はできないかもしれないです。Oh, okay, I guess this is some sort of festival going on. There's not always a Ferris wheel down here on this square. Does it ever flood in Malmö? Not so much, no. It does maybe in some parts, like if there's some broken pipes or extremely heavy rain, but it's not extremely flood prone or anything, as far as I know. This is like the old main square. This is the old, I think, used to be kind of city hall or something. Used to be, I don't know the English word, Rådhus, Rathaus in German. It's actually like the most beautiful pharmacy in Sweden is located down here. It's a very old pharmacy, like all the interior is kept intact. I don't think I can show it to you though, unfortunately. Also, Malmö has lots of Middle Eastern immigrants, so there are like shops selling shawarma and falafel everywhere. That's like the national dish or regional dish of Malmö. Chemist, yeah, that's right. That's the word, not pharmacy. That's something else, maybe. This looks like buses with tourists from Poland. Poland is very close from here as well, and I think there's ferry connection directly to Poland from here. So 300 viewers, great. I think 1 super chat so far, not so great, but I guess it's a sign that you want to see more Japan and less Sweden. Down here is also a nice square. It's called Lilla Torg, which means like small square, little square. And this is like maybe the area with the most bars, like the most bar dense part of Malmö. So lots of bars here, as you can see, bars and restaurants. It's quite nice. Also lots of old buildings around here. Nice little coin, it is a telephone booth, although the phone itself is gone. The booth is still standing as a relic from the past. Lemmy, good to see you here. Thank you very much. You had been to Malmö, right? Maybe you recognize some of these scenes. So yeah, I will head down. This is like, down here is the residential part of the old town. There's some really nice streets down here too. Ah, thank you, Mikael Semira. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. Yeah, for those of you who are wondering what I'm doing in Sweden, I'm here in August on a little bit of summer vacation, also seeing my family, letting my daughter meet her grandparents, and so on. Let's see, there's like one extremely picturesque street down this way, but I think I will go down one block this way and then turn left. Jag tänkte inte gå ända dit idag. Kanske i en annan live. There's some nice cafes here as well. This coffee shop, Noir, it's really nice. Here's actually, it's a Korean restaurant. I haven't tried this one. If anyone knows if it's good, let me know. No, not in Japan this month. I will go back to Japan in September. Yeah, people are getting out now. It's getting closer to lunchtime, and it's a Sunday, so I think people will start coming out on the streets soon. Yeah, you will get to see both the new part of Malmö and the old part. So this is the old style buildings that you will still find in some parts of Malmö. Kind of townhouses. Really nice. These are mostly homes. Yeah, might be a few offices around here too, but mainly this is a school. Västra skolan. And let's see if is it this one maybe? Is this the street I'm looking for? No, it's not. It's not. Maybe one more street this direction then. Yeah, I don't know. Some of these are maybe very small. I'm not sure. Wow, this one has... Is it Japanese or Chinese? And it's flipped. It's showing the wrong way around. Maybe Japanese. What's the status of the pandemic? Ah, yes, here's the street I was looking for. This is a very beautiful, charming old street. Status of the pandemic, it's not so bad anymore. Most people are vaccinated in Sweden, so was it Chinese? Yeah. Soka. Yeah, this might be one of the most Instagrammed streets in Malmö. Whatever that might mean. Whatever that means, but yeah, it's nice though. I do like this part of the city. Oh, thank you, Tom McKay, 1979. Get a coffee. Thank you. I will get a coffee. I will actually go get a coffee at the coffee shop where my brother works. He's a barista. He works at a coffee shop. I will go there and meet my wife there. We will surprise him. I hope he's not watching this stream, but I don't think he is because he's working now. So I don't think he's watching my streams while he's working. So we will surprise him. It will be the first time he meets our daughter. So that's going to be fun. And it's also his new job. He just started working there last week. So he's been working as a barista for a very long time. But he recently switched the company. Looks like 0% poverty in Malmö. No, that's not true. That's far from true, actually. There's lots of poverty in this city, and some parts of the city are very has lots of social issues. So unfortunately, no, there's plenty of poverty in Malmö, but so far the parts of the city that I've shown you haven't been, they're the nice parts of the city. Now I just did a little dash across the street here to head into one of the biggest parks in Malmö. I love this park, actually. I used to come here when I was a kid. I will probably save most of the park for a later stream, but I will just show you a little bit of it. Poverty and homelessness is hidden. No, not really. It just depends on where you are in the city. It's maybe hidden from these parts of the city, yes. But I don't know if you noticed, but we've actually passed a couple of people begging on the street. This is Swedish summer. People relaxing on the grass. Very typical. But yeah, I will just show you a small part of this park now. Will you show us not the nice parts of the city for educational purposes? No, because I would not feel safe streaming from there. So I'm not planning to do that. I've never really been there myself. But there are some parts of the city in the outskirts that are not really safe. So yeah, I'm not planning to go there. Sorry, I'm not that brave. I'm a coward. So but yeah, down here you can see the windmill, which is quite famous, actually. There. And this canal, you can actually rent boats and paddle here, which is quite neat. Water, yeah, it looks a bit greenish. It does. But yeah, I will head back into the city again. This is actually a casino. I think it was like the first casino ever built in Sweden. It's been operating for quite a long time now, 20-30 years at least. But I love this part as well with the trees. It's very nice. Gambling is legal at a few state-owned casinos like this one. I think it's state-owned. Can someone please enlighten us about the gambling laws in Sweden? There's four casinos in Sweden, says Joel. Yeah, only there is gambling legal. I will have to do a 4K video of this park. Actually, there is a 4K video of this park on my channel. I recorded that one 2 years ago. So you can already watch that if you want to. I will probably record a new one this summer, yes. Yeah, Action Kid is much braver than I am, so I'll leave that to him. Swedish or Japanese parks are better in Europe? I don't know. I've never really thought of it as a competition. Japanese parks can be very nice too. What I don't like about Japanese parks is that there's always, like, usually the first thing you see is just a sign telling you all the things you're not allowed to do. Like, it's very, like, so much prohibition. Like, you can't do this, you can't do that, you know, which is not very welcoming and always leaves me a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth. Usually we don't have much of that in Sweden. It's more like up to common sense. But of course there are signs, like the one we saw earlier in this stream, that you're not allowed to do barbecue on that pier, for example. So you have that in Sweden too, but not to the same extent. But other than that, yeah, there's lots of gorgeous parks in Tokyo as well. So really don't prefer to say that one is better than the other. I think I want to head back into the old town down here, so I think I need to go down to the crossing, zebra crossing down here. Thank you. It's good to hear that some of you, like Bandikeet, I don't know how to pronounce your name, sorry, but thank you for the kind words, and it's great to hear that you also enjoy seeing a bit of Sweden and hopefully some other countries in Europe as well. That's great to hear.そうですね、電線はないですね。スウェーデンでは電線ないです。You would have jaywalked. I would have done that too if I wasn't streaming. Sweden's built around cars. No. If you live in the city, in any major city, you will do well without a car. I've never owned a car in Sweden, and I think most of my friends as well, actually, in the cities that I lived. But of course, if you live out in the countryside, then you need a car. Yeah, the wind comes and goes. Here's actually a very, very beautiful cemetery down here. Especially Malmö is very bicycle friendly, actually. A lot of people use bikes to get around. It's such a small town that you can basically get anywhere comfortably on a bike. Sweden はずっと電線はなんていう道路の下です。ヨーロッパはほとんどそうですね。日本しかない、まあ中国とか台湾も電線あるかな。韓国も電線ないですね。日本だけわかんない。なぜ日本はまだ そういうなんていう伝統が多いんだろうね。So yeah, some of my Japanese people Japanese viewers are commenting on the fact that there's no electricity poles, and they asked if that's like recent. But yeah, it's always been like that. It's always been like the power lines has been underground here in Sweden. I don't really know why Japan insists on putting it overground like they do. I guess it's a cost thing. So let's see, yeah, let's go down here. We are slowly approaching what will be the end of today's stream. I will show you another square down here and then go down to a nice little bridge. But yeah, another 10 minutes or so. Then I need to head for coffee. Bring us to the cafe. Sorry, I'm not gonna show you exactly where I'm going. But I might show you some Swedish coffee shops. I think here it's not that difficult to get the permission to shoot. And I know that a lot of my viewers are interested in seeing a little bit of what Swedish coffee shops are like. What's this? Why are there like carousels all over the town? Those are not permanent. It's just a temporary thing. But I don't know. I kind of don't like it. Yeah, and one thing we noticed immediately coming here is that it's just so much easier to get around with a stroller. Like here the buses are super easy to use even with a stroller. In Japan it's like almost impossible to ride a bus with a stroller. We have to use trains because the buses are not stroller friendly at all. So yeah, there's lots of things now since we got our child. It makes me kind of rethink a lot of things. I didn't pay much attention to that before, but now things like that really is kind of a very big, you know, it affects the quality of life a lot when you have a child, so it becomes quite important. And also just the fact that the streets are wider and there's far less people just makes it so much easier. But obviously, before I had a baby, the density of Tokyo and the fact that there are so many people was also one of the best main benefits, because that leads to a very interesting cultural life and lots of interesting people to meet. So, you know, you can't eat the cake and have it at the same time, I'm afraid. But I think for now we would have a easier and more comfortable life living here. Where's coffee guy? Coffee person? Yeah, I don't know. It's far away from here. Coffee person is not down here. So this is the main pedestrian street. I think I will save that as well for a different video because I'm gonna wrap things up here. But yeah, there's still a lot of things I want to show you in this city. So hope you enjoyed this little walk, and I hope you will be with me for the next one. Getting vaccinated in Sweden? No, I got vaccinated in Japan. Thanks to a lot of hard work, we managed to find a clinic that could vaccinate both me and my wife. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been comfortable going here, I think. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching. And I'll see you again soon. We'll see. I think I will try to post something tomorrow. Either a live walk or a pre-recorded video. Yeah. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Hej då. Mata ne. Auf Wiedersehen.